That is Mystic Dispersed, done and dusted. Hello everybody, welcome to a little bit of a guide video. So I've put information about this in the description, but we're going to walk through it at the same time. As you can see here, did Mystic Dispersed recently. I don't know if it's like, depending on when I'm uploading this, because things are a bit kind of chaotic for me at the moment. I'm not sure when content's going out. But I thought I'd do a little guide and my kind of like thoughts on this. Why I decided to do a Carinas challenge. Why am I putting so much emphasis on grabbing 6-star shards? Well, if you followed my video, which was a little while ago, I am hunting for 6-star shards for a very special video. And there's 15,000, which is now going to be added into my grind. So let's claim that up. And it makes perfect sense now. Come on, claim. I'm clicking on the button. There's problems with Marvel Contest of Champions at the moment. Responses to things are pretty terrible. This is like a 2021 iPad. Man, it's bad, and you know, it's a bit of a weird time for me to be grinding out this, but it makes perfect sense because of this. Double kind of whammy. I thought let's do a Carinas challenge and as well do a little bit of repeating of that content to get this here. So it hasn't got me that far. No, it's only got me to like number 5 of that grind. But hey, you know, we got work to do in game and objectives and stuff. So let's go over the guide process here. If you're interested in my team is on the left-hand corner. It is indeed Magneto, Aegon, Corvus, Archangel, and Nick Fury. Was it the best team? No. Was it the team that I like using? Yes. So we'll go over all that in a minute. We'll go over team, we'll go over routes and stuff. So let's begin with, if you're not familiar with it, it's basically no mystics are allowed, but you have to go and do 5.3.1. I think it's 5.3.1. I don't think it's going to be there now for me to like double check that, but I'm pretty certain it's this. This is the one here. This one that's the Mordo boss. And one of the biggest things about this is there is a global on, which is all champion classes, but Mystic reduce their base attack. So that's kind of like what it is. 5.3.1. 5.3.1. Act 5.3.1. This one here. So no mystics. You can see my team does not have any mystics with. And what was the best route to go? So first of all, starting off the video, and what's the best route? So there's 2 routes I believe are the best. Now you can choose to do some of these noded ones here, but they're kind of like a pain in the butt, and I wouldn't recommend them at all. So you want ones that don't have any nodes additional to them. There is the route here, which is the Punisher route, and there's a route here, which is the Angela route. Now the Angela route does have some scuffy stuff on it, but if you've got the right counters for it, it actually can be relatively alright. I would say that if you're going up against the Spider-Man symbiote, then if you had the likes of, let's say, Falcon or anything that suppresses with slow, that Spider-Man there, that's not too bad. Venom, maybe, and then you've got Hyperion, and then you've got King Groot. So I think there's like 3 fights on there that are a bit scuffy. The other route is like the Punisher route, which is the Punisher is a bit annoying on this one. Electro's okay if you've got the right counter, and then you've got Groot, which is alright, and then you've got Ant-Man, which is again alright. So I think it's like it's 3 to 3 when it comes to scuff. So at the end of the day, choose the route that you like the most. If you want consistency with the classes you face off against, go the Angela route and have preparations there. If you want to have a route where you can use Apocalypse, for example, and if you have a 3-star Apocalypse, because that's the thing that you have to understand, you may not have all the 3 stars available because you can only use 3-star champions. Now, what is going to be the best champions for this? Well, I put in the description information of champions I used against the respective different types of bosses, but I would say any strong damage champion. What is a strong damage champion, Rich, I hear you ask? Well, Hercules, Cosmic Ghost Rider, Ghost, Aegon, when ramped up, Magneto, Nick Fury, Blade, Hyperion, Ultron, Domino, Human Torch. Honestly, there's so much. She-Hulk. The long list goes on, to name but a few. There's going to be some fun champions to interact with, like if you had Rogue. Rogue is able to replenish health, and there's going to be champions out there that will be able to do that. Now, that's the thing. Finding maybe regeneration champions, maybe having Apocalypse, if you had, can create a Horseman synergy. Apocalypse with Cable, Wolverine, Archangel, Colossus, all that stuff kind of implemented together. As soon as you get that Horseman, you can do Horseman once, Horseman twice, maybe even Horseman thrice in all of these fights you go off against. You can use specific ones that are going to be handy, like Nick Fury against Electro, Nick Fury against Ant-Man, and Nick Fury against various other champions on this route as well. So that's some champions there. To put it in perspective, for Punisher, I used Archangel. For Cable, I used Magneto. For Karnak, I used Archangel in a combination, or I think something went wrong and I had to kind of like use Archangel and Aegon. Against Electro, I used Nick Fury, and I think I used Archangel, but I would recommend Archangel. Hood against Aegon against Hood, and then Miss Marvel, I used Aegon, and then for Groot, Aegon, Ant-Man, Nick Fury, and then Kamala Khan, Aegon Superior, Iron Man, Nick Fury, as he's not a hashtag metal, so you can't use Magneto against him. So Magneto, really, in my opinion, I didn't really need to use that much. I thought about putting Mags in there. I put him in just for the sake of it and didn't actually need him. It was actually a wasted slot. Corvus, I didn't actually rate that much in this unless I was rocking Suicide Masteries, which I wasn't. And I think those two are probably best off to be removed in future. And there are so many options, as I said. You could even use a like stun repetitive or perma-stun with OG Hulk, for example. Now, that's that. As soon as you get to the end, and as I said, the main thing to take home is high damage champions will be very effective, especially at 3-star. I personally do not rate going down the A route after you've completed the line, especially because direct damage is not inflict direct damage, draining health, no. Black Widow, no. But these two fights here, to go to the B route, which takes you to X-23 and Phoenix, is actually a better route in my opinion, because the champions are more easier to kind of take down. Energize isn't as bad as you might think, especially if you rotate around the SP1 and SP2. And then Aggressive, it's not really the end, be all and end all, so hey, you know, that's fine. And then Mordo, look, this is how if you're at Carinas challenges, you should already know how to take down Mordo. So heavy into the champ to encourage him to do special attacks. More so, try and get him towards the end of the map, so he's kind of like right up against the wall. If he's up against the wall, you can do lots of uppercuts with heavy attack or whatever. And I would say quick, snappy, heavy attacks are good. Like Magneto is good, but there's other champions as well. Aegon could be really good against this, especially if he's got a team around him. And that's one emphasis as well. Yeah, okay, getting Mordo is kind of like, you just got to like heavy attack him as much as you can, and then wait for him to do special attacks and evade the SP1, which is one long beam. Also the two-parter when it comes to the SP2. But the point to really get to is, you don't have to be specifically using any of the champions I mentioned, because you can even work around synergies, create synergies. As long as no mystics are on the team, right, synergies can be really effective. As we said, Apocalypse and the Horseman synergy, top notch, great to have. You could use Thor Rags with some of the synergies that associate with him. OG Hulk with the perma-stun. Iron Fist if it's available. That's just the thing. At the rarity of 3-star, not all synergies are available, but some synergies will help out with making certain champions better than others. So at the end of the day, choice is important. Champion acquisition at a 3-star level is important. Yes, champions that regen are going to be helpful, but if you are happy to intercept all day long, then hey, you will not take so much damage in the block. But look out for some other key champions that have high block proficiency. You know, I think got Guardian. You've definitely got Cap Infinity War, which takes a lot there. And just look at stuff like Kingpin, great other choice. The list goes on. King Groot could be relatively good as well, especially because these are going to be longer fights, and also champions that do high rates of damage. Professor X, Black Widow, Deadly Origin. I think this is a very doable thing, and very doable, and also like Odin, Guillotine, like the list goes on with champions available for this. But it's just understanding the route. If you haven't understood the route, that is the best one, the Punisher route or the Angela route. A lot of people go the Punisher route over the Angela route, but it's you do you at the end of the day. But you must have the counters to take on the likes of King Groot and also Spider-Man symbiote as well as the Hyperion with a power control option would be advised. But yeah, that has been the video, a little bit of a guide to the Mystic Dispersed Carinas challenge. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure as well, when it comes up, boom, hit up some of the content that's on screen right now, some recent content posted to the channel. Thank you very much for the love and support, and you know, just being around and supporting me, because it does mean a lot, especially as we go through a very scuffed time with my computer setup and things. So yeah, thank you very much, everybody, and I will see you all very soon in the next bit of content. Bye bye.